Never let anybody see you sweat.
So I was born in New York City, and I lived there until I was 8 years old. I realized that I was a much better talker than I was a listener.
I don't know what to say, I just don't like what you're saying.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I ended up going to law school at Georgetown, and I was a prosecutor for Janet Reno. I loved it because it was so raw.
Were you cheating on her?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All rise.
Our show will be a mixture of education, I think you're misreading the law a little bit, and entertainment. My main goal is justice and the law. That's been my legacy, and the legacy I hope to continue into the future with the show.
Brad Williams claims his shoulder was injured because his coworker drank before coming to the gym and didn't spot him properly during a lift. Terry Reamy says he told the plaintiff the weight was too much, but his warning was ignored.
All right, Mr. Williams, you're suing Mr. Reamy for $3,500 that you say he owes you because of an injury that you sustained that you say was his fault.
Yes, Your Honor.
How long have you two known each other?
We've known each other for about 5 years now. He's a regular workout partner. We've been going about twice a week. This was the first time that, due to his drunken negligence, I sustained a serious injury.
All right, so what happened?
So I was at the gym, texted him to meet up while I was at work. Let's hit the spot right after, about 5 o'clock. And he said that he was still at the office and that he would meet me afterwards. So no problem. I went to the gym by myself, did some cardio, some free weights, and waited for him to show up.
All right, what time did he show up?
So I was at the gym at about 7.
Okay. How many hours do you guys work out when you work out?
It's usually a couple hours, just depends on what we're going for.
Wow. All right, so go ahead.
So he finally does show up to the gym. I see him from across the gym. He's working on a different machine. Wave him over, ask him to help me with the spot.
Okay, now what's a spot?
So a spot is when somebody assists you in lifting a weight that you might otherwise struggle with.
So you're lying down and you're gonna do this, and he is standing behind you just in case something goes wrong. That's the idea behind spotting. And what happened?
I went for a few reps, went for 3, 1, 2, 3, no problem. I was struggling on the 4th rep, so at that point I asked him to help me re-rack it, which he did, no problem. I felt like I had one more in me, so I went for it, and I was struggling, but I couldn't quite get it back up, so I'm looking for his help. I'm shouting, hey man, help me, I need some help getting this back up. He was looking around, not paying attention.
But you're screaming right in front of him. That your screaming didn't cause him to
Yeah,
engage?
apparently not, until I screamed his name and he finally realized the bar was about to crush me, at which point it was too late, so he tried to lift it back up, overcompensated with his right arm, tilted the weight off to the left, everything fell, it crashed, I just felt this raving pain in my shoulder.
From the weight itself pressing against you, or from whatever motion you were doing to get it off you?
It was from the weight itself, so trying to push it up, normally you want to get it straight. He overcompensated in trying to help me, and it tilted all the weight to the left side. So at that point, I felt an immediate tear, just this immense pain in my shoulder, and I started, screaming because it hurt. After that, I yelled at him because I was like, hey man, this, you're not supposed to help me out. Like, you weren't paying attention. We got into his face. He was more interested in re-racking the weights than caring about my injury.
So what did he say to you?
He said, you shouldn't have gone for that much weight. I said, you should have had my spot. We're going at it, and then at that point, I smell he's been drinking. He's got some alcohol in his breath.
And you didn't smell that before?
No, he was across the gym. I didn't see him until he was right next to me.
Well, he's standing right over your head.
Yeah.
So if he talked at all, you would know if he smelled like alcohol, right? Because he's literally, your face is here and his face is here, right?
Yeah.
Were you drinking before the gym?
Your Honor, I was.
As one does, right? Before
2 to 4 drinks max.
Who drinks 2 to 4 drinks and then goes to the gym?
Well, everyone has their own kind of pre-workout.
That's your pre-workout?
On occasion,
What were you drinking?
2, maybe 4 gin and tonics.
Oh, that's pretty strong. Is that common that you would have 4? I know you must be joking with me because you can't possibly demand to have 4 drinks before every workout.
Not every workout, but there is sort of a running joke that when I say I'm staying late at the office, which is the place where I work, we have a bar on the first floor. That means I'm grabbing a few drinks. And we have 2 mutual friends who are drinking buddies of ours who I met up with right as I finished with work.
Okay.
And I told him over text that I'd be there at 7, and I extended an invitation to him.
To come and drink with you?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see the text.
Hey, Mr. Baby.
You're good, honey.
Okay.
No, don't you be stepping towards the judge. You kidding me? You know what my bailiff is gonna do to you? All 6'5" of you, too.
Yeah.
Thinking of hitting the gym tonight. You up for it? Yeah, I need to get some free weights in. Cool. I'll be over at 7 from work. Meet you there. Gonna spend some time at the office with Jake and Sam. Wanna meet up with us? So is he supposed to know what at the office means?
Yes, it's a common running joke, inside joke of ours.
Is that accurate?
I might have heard it once with him and his girlfriend.
Okay, so when he says to you, gonna spend some time at the office with Jake and Sam, do you want to meet with us? You knew that meant that he was having drinks with Jake and Sam, and did you want to join him, right?
Yes.
Do Jake and Sam work with him?
No, those are mutual friends.
Okay, so you know then that staying late at the office didn't mean working this time. You knew it meant the bar.
Yeah, usually.
Because he doesn't work with Jake and Sam.
No.
Right, and he invited you. So he's not inviting you to go over a project at work, right? He's inviting you for drinks.
Correct, yeah.
I thought so. You tell me what happened where the weights ended up dropping.
I get to the gym and I start my cardio, and he weighs me down. So I come over and he's got 2 plates on the bench press. I warned him, hey, a 25-pound jump is drastic and this is dangerous.
Wait, you warned him of all this with 4 drinks in you?
Coming up on Justice for the People.
Do you know that he's doing that?
I mean, it was pretty noisy in the gym. I was a little bit distracted.
Why were you distracted?
There was a lot going on.
Okay, but don't you have like one job, which is to spot him right now?
And later,
This is a joke more for adults and to not repeat it, so I try to set that boundary.
Okay, you tried to set that boundary. That's like 1,000 times worse. It's our little secret.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with a case of Brad Williams, who blames Terry Reamy for a torn rotator cuff.
So that was this night that you said that to him. It's not like on some prior day. It's this day that you say that to him.
Yeah, I
All
have
right, so go on.
I have receipts to show that it was only 2 to 4 drinks at the bar.
What's your receipt show? 2 or 4? 2 or twice as much? I'd like to know. So 2. Where'd you get the 2 to 4?
Because it was happy hour, and it's a 2-for-1 deal.
So it is 4. Okay, so
Yes, Your Honor.
you tell him that's a big jump, 25 pounds, compared to what you're used to doing, and what does he say?
I've got this. Don't worry, bro. I step back and let him do his thing.
Wait, are you spotting him or aren't you? I don't get it.
But yeah, I was standing over him and I asked him, hey,
Okay,
do
so
need
when
help?
you
Do
say you
need help?
step back, what do you mean?
He asked for space. He said, no, bro, I've got this. So I stepped back and let him do his thing.
Wait. He said to you, I need space, step back? I don't understand what's going on between you two. Did you ask him to step back?
No, I did. I said I got the 4th rep. I was struggling, and at that point, he did help me.
Okay, so go on. And are you paying attention to what he's doing?
Well, I noticed he struggled, but I didn't think he would continue. So I helped him get the bar back up, and I assumed it was going to be fine. And he went for a 5th, and
Wait, how does he go for a 5th?
Pushes
he
it
just
up,
takes it
starts
up
bringing
again,
it-
lifts
yeah.
it up again. Okay, so do you know that he's doing that?
I mean, it was pretty noisy in the gym. I was a little bit distracted.
Why were you distracted?
There was a lot going on.
Yeah, but not while you're spotting him. Your mind should be on spotting him, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so go on. What happens?
Before I knew it, he was struggling to pull it up, and it was already too low, and he hurt himself by pushing his limits further than he should have.
Tell me what you did. You're trying to pick it up.
Yeah, I tried to diffuse the situation and gather the weights, put everything back, and keep him from humiliating himself in front of other gym goers.
That was your concern?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was he angry at you?
I mean, he was in a lot of pain. He said some not nice things.
Did you have to go to the hospital?
I was pissed. Yeah, I had to leave immediately. I couldn't drive, so I had to take an Uber to urgent care.
And what happened?
So the doctor informed me that I completely tore my rotator cuff.
Did you have to have surgery?
I did have to have surgery. They had to replace it and, fix the tear as best as they could. It ended up costing $3,500 out of pocket.
So that's your out-of-pocket is $3,500?
Yeah, luckily I had insurance to help with that.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you feel like you're responsible?
No, I feel like his negligence to his own limits is what's at fault here.
You implied that he wasn't at the top of his spotting game because he had been drinking. Mm-hmm. But you knew he had been drinking and you asked him to spot you.
Yes, Your Honor.
So some would say that you have assumed the risk of having a guy who has 4 gin and tonics spot you.
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah.
It's like apparently it wasn't a problem for you, but you want it to be a problem for me.
No, Your Honor, not here to waste your time.
Do you feel like the alcohol played a role or don't you?
I do.
All right, but it was okay by you that he was spotting you even though he had 4 gin and tonics in him. So I feel like you assumed the risk of him having been drinking. I don't know where to draw the line if that's who you pick to spot you. So how much of this is your fault, do you think?
I still think it falls
Inviting a drunk guy, well, I don't know if he was drunk or not. You didn't think he was drunk or you wouldn't have had him spot you. Inviting a guy who's had 4 gin and tonics to spot you and then also combining it with adding 25 pounds to your workout. These don't seem like really smart decisions. Had you been drinking before you were working out?
No, I hadn't.
Oh, so this is on a completely sober.
But we had been drinking to the gym before together. Usually we'll hit, the free weights or the machines.
And so this is not a big deal to you?
No, so this is a normal thing, but we'll normally hit the machines that don't require, spotting over a bar. I was feeling good.
So why
that
did you do it this day? Why would, of all days, would you pick this day when you know he's been drinking for 2 hours and it's 2 for 1 happy hour, and that you decide to pick that day to increase the pounds by 25 pounds?
I did see him stumbling, but I didn't think he had that much to drink.
You saw him stumbling before you asked him to spot you?
No, this was after he tried to help me. I saw him stumble when he tried to correct the weight up, which, inevitably tore the rotator cuff. But yeah, I didn't realize he was super drunk.
Look,
we usually hold our liquor, and if anything, I think,
You're not my first spotting case, believe it or not. I have had many cases where someone wants to blame their injury on the spotter because the spotter didn't do the spotting job to the, as though you're paying the spotter or something and they're negligently performing their duty. They're a spotter, they're doing you a favor. But in your case, the guy who you picked to do your spotting is a guy who has been drinking for 2 hours, and it didn't bother you in the slightest. And now you're asking me to have it bother me. But you didn't have a problem with that day. And that's the day you choose to do this enormous jump. Maybe your injuries resulted from that behavior. I'm sorry that this happened to you, but frankly, I find in favor of the defendant in this case.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
Shouldn't skip legs, bro.
I understand the ruling. I disagree with it, but maybe you got a point.
Exit this way, please. Make sure you grab all of your belongings.
Coming up.
I had to step out for an IT error. He accepted responsibility to watch my son. He made a sexual joke directly to my son, and my son repeated this joke.
You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. Don Granderson claims his 8-year-old son was expelled from an after-school program because he repeated a dirty joke that the defendant told him. Nate Joseph says he warned the plaintiff's son not to tell the joke to anyone.
Okay, Mr. Granderson, you're suing your, former friend, Mr. Joseph, for $800 for negligent behavior that caused you to lose that amount in an aftercare program. Tell me what happened.
So what happened was I left my son with him for about 15 and 20 minutes at work while I had to...
Why was your son with you at work?
It was a clerical day, half day, and the after-school program was not set up to take students in 3 hours early.
Okay, but were you allowed to bring your child to work?
I had permission from my boss, yes.
Okay, how old's your child?
My son is 8 years old, ma'am.
Okay, go on.
I had to step out for an IT error. He accepted responsibility to watch my son, and he made a sexual joke directly to my son. It wasn't even overheard, it was directly to my son. And my son repeated this joke at work to several students.
Okay, what was the joke?
Well, Your Honor, it's school is like a bad hookup. Sometimes you don't like it, you don't enjoy it, but you still get screwed every day.
You told that to an 8-year-old?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have children?
No, Your Honor, I'm a single man.
What were you thinking of saying a joke like that to a kid?
Well, Your Honor, I'm a fun uncle type. I don't have any children, and the fact that he brought his child into the workplace I thought was a little inappropriate in the first.
According to him, he had permission from the boss, so it's not your...
That's true, Your Honor. That's true.
Coming up.
So when I was working, I just was kind of asking him about school and how things were going, and I just kind of seemed that he was a little down. So as I was going, I had heard a joke the other day.
You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with a case of Don Granderson, who brought Nate Joseph to court for negligent behavior.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding the telling of this joke to an 8-year-old child.
Yes, of course, Your Honor. So Don left it and he went to go do his job, and I was sitting at my desk with Steven, and Steven was working on some homework and I was working on a few reports. So when I was working, I just was kind of asking him about school and how things were going, and I just kind of seemed that he was a little down. So as I was going, I had heard a joke the other day, but as soon as I said the joke, I told him that, you know, this is a joke more for adults and to not repeat it. So I tried to set that boundary.
Okay, you tried to set that boundary. I got an idea. How about the boundary that you don't cross when you tell a kid about a hookup who's 8 years old? How about that? That's like 1,000 times worse. It's our little secret.
That's true, Your Honor.
All right, tell me about the issues he's had at aftercare before this.
They were for disrupting during group activities, and they were for being disruptive during homework time.
Okay.
So disruptions, talking out of line, those were his main infractions.
They throw him out of the after-school program because he told the joke?
They threw him out because it was a zero tolerance policy against sexual jokes.
Because that was his second strike.
What are you saying? Like it's all fine and it's all well and good, and if it's not the third strike, if it was a second strike, everything on your part would be okay?
No, but Your Honor, I mean, the joke in nature was not of that. I didn't think it was that severe. I mean, I used the word hookup.
I'm not sure it's hookup that was the problem.
Understood,
Right.
Your Honor. I just wanted to bring to your attention that, you know, this is not the first time that his child is causing
Yeah, I know,
issues.
they're kids, all right? So they're 8 years old, but the problem was that what you did is what caused him getting, you know, out of the program.
Judge Milian's verdict when justice for the people returns. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian.
When you talked to your son, did your son tell you that he had told him, don't repeat this joke, it's for adults?
He did inform me that he was told that, Your Honor.
So did you ask your son, so why did you say it?
I did not.
Look, as offended as I am that he is a moron who would actually tell an 8-year-old child a sexual joke, the question becomes, is your son at fault for repeating it? Did he know what he was saying, and did he know he shouldn't say it, and then he said it anyway? And that was really what caused him to be thrown out, as opposed to you leaving him in the care of someone at work.
I understand that.
As annoyed as I am at his behavior, does he have to pay? What are you doing while I'm talking? Are you actually chicken necking and agreeing with me?
I was, yes, Your Honor.
Because honestly, I've been doing this alone my whole life, and I do not need your participation. Okay, so I would appreciate it if you did not like whoop-de-doo in here, because what you did was completely idiotic. But I am not going to hold him legally responsible, because there's a difference between being an idiot and being legally responsible. I understand. I'm not, you know, like I get it. This was an emergency, a child care issue, and sometimes it happens. It's not that you're in any way at fault. The only person who's at fault is him, but he's not legally at fault. Verdict for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
Any last remarks for each other?
I think I need to work on my jokes.
I think you just need to work on your jokes in the workplace.
Exit this way, please. Make sure you grab all of your belongings.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.